is Santosh. So now we are discussing the demo class of BGR Commerce Hub. So the institute name is the BGR Commerce Hub. It is started in 2012. So almost it is a 10 years institute. So what is the main intention of the institute is providing practical training on finance, accounts, taxation, and tally. So here we are going to discuss accountancy, and here we are going to discuss taxation, and here we are going to discuss finance. The software is tally. That means the software may change from one company to another company. It may be a tally, or it may be a SAP, or it may be a Oracle, but taxation is same, accounts is same, and finance is same. That means if you learn the GST in the taxation, you can execute that in the tally, or you can execute that in the SAP, or you can execute that in the Oracle, but concept is same. Software may be the change from one company to another company. So here we are going to discuss three sub-modules, three main modules. One is accountancy, second one is taxation, third one is finance with the software of tally. Next, we trained 6,000 students of MBA graduates, BCom graduates, BTech graduates, and BSc graduates. So most of the students will be MBA graduates and BCom graduates, and BTech graduates and BSc graduates will be approximately 10% of 6,000. That means 600 students may be the BTech graduates and BSc graduates. So since 2012, we trained 6,000 students, almost all 6,000 students of different qualifications. Why this course is suitable for BTech students and BSc students means we are covering from freshers. We are covering the syllabus from beginning. That means what is debit, credit, what is liability, asset, income, and expenditure. So how will you start your life in the CEC as a beginner? That in that way we will start the syllabus. That's why BTech graduates and BSc graduates will also learn as a freshers. So the course is suitable from freshers to up to 10 years experience candidates. So it is suitable from freshers to up to 10 years experience candidates of finance, accounts, and taxation. So if you know the syllabus, you can understand why it is suitable from freshers to up to 10 years experience candidates. So till now, the institute had placed almost 4,000 students into different industry, Indian companies and MNC companies. Indian companies, for example, construction companies, software companies, and banking sector. Likewise, till now we placed almost 4,000 students in different Indian companies and MNC companies. So it is not only a training institute; it is a training and placement institute. That means we will not leave the student after the completion of the course. We will also place the student into the industry of Indian companies and MNC companies. So if you come to basic, why the BGR, what is the motto of the BGR Commerce Hub? What is the intention of the BGR Commerce Hub? Providing practical training. What is the difference between the practical knowledge and the theoretical knowledge? For example, I will give some example between the theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge. For example, you know the BRS. What is the BRS? BRS is the reconciliation of the bank balance as per cash book and as per passbook. One second. So you know the BRS from the Inter. You are listening the BRS from the Inter. So what is the BRS? Bank reconciliation statement. Bank reconciliation statement. So what you will do in the BRS? In the BRS, you will reconcile. You will reconcile. What you will reconcile? You will reconcile bank balance. So as per cash book, will reconcile the bank balance as per cash book and as per passbook. So what is the BRS? Bank reconciliation statement. What we will do in the BRS, you will reconcile. What you will reconcile? You will reconcile the bank balance as per cash book and as per passbook. Now the question is, what is the cash book? What is the passbook? Cash book means the bank balance as per tally, as per SAP, as per Oracle. That means the cash book means the bank balance as per books of accounts. Books of accounts means tally, SAP or Oracle, whatever software you are using. So now you have to take the bank balance as per cash book, how much is there. That you have to compare with the bank balance as per passbook. What is the passbook? Passbook means the original bank balance in the bank statement. The original bank balance as per bank records. If the difference is there between cash book and passbook, then you have to do the bank reconciliation statement and you have to present to the management. For example, simple example. As per cash book, you are having a 15 lakhs balance. As per cash book means in your tally, you are having bank balance, suppose HDFC bank balance of rupees 15 lakhs. In bank, you are having only 14 lakhs balance. In original bank, you are having bank balance of rupees 14 lakhs, but your tally is showing HDFC bank balance of rupees 15 lakhs. Why this difference had came between cash book and passbook? That you have to identify as a finance executive and you have to present to the management. So why the differences will come between the cash book and passbook balances? You know already from inter you are doing the BRS. There are two reasons differentiating the bank balance as per cash book and passbook. The first reason is checks issued but not presented. Checks issued but not presented. Second reason, checks deposited but not cleared. Checks deposited but not cleared. So these are the two reasons differentiating the bank balance as per cash book and as per passbook. You have to identify in this month what are the checks are issued, what are the checks are not presented, what are the checks are deposited, what are the checks are not cleared. Then you have to do the BRS. So how you had done the BRS in the inter in your class? So in your class, you had done the BRS in the notebook. That means in your class notes book, you had done the BRS. Starting with bank balance as per cash book, add checks issued but not presented, less checks deposited but not cleared, and you are matching with the passbook. Now, when come to job, suppose if you have joined as a finance executive in the company, you have to do the BRS. In job, how to do the BRS is the question. In practical, how to do the BRS is the question. Whether you will do in the notes. Getting my point? So if you have this knowledge, up to this knowledge, it is called a theoretical knowledge. This theoretical knowledge you have to execute in the job. You have to do in your regular activity, job activity. So how to do the BRS in the practical, in the job is the question that we are going to learn in our syllabus. That is called practical training. I hope you got a difference between the theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge. But here the problem is some persons may have this knowledge, some persons may not have this knowledge. Without theoretical knowledge, practical knowledge is not possible. I cannot tell practical training without you are not having a theoretical knowledge. That's why in our institute, we are going to discuss both theoretical knowledge and afterwards that we are going to execute in the practical. Are you getting my point? So the main institute of the main intention of the institute is not only providing practical training, and it is also going to provide theoretical knowledge also, because without theoretical knowledge, you cannot execute the practical training. So in job, how will you do the BRS? In practical, you can do the BRS by using Excel sheet. That is called manual method. This is called manual method. And the second method is you can do the BRS automatically in the tally. That means automatic BRS in the tally. Automatic BRS in the tally. So there are two ways to do the BRS in the practical. One is Excel method. That means you can do the BRS in Excel sheet. And another one is you can do the BRS automatic BRS in tally. So now we are comparing the theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge. This is one example of what is the difference between the theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge. I will tell you another example. Suppose another example. You know the TDS. What is the TDS? What is the TDS? TDS means tax deduction at source. TDS means tax deduction at source. So some CA students, some CA inter students may have the knowledge of TDS. What knowledge they may have? They may have knowledge of sections. What are the sections? For example, sections 194J, sections 194C, sections 194I. Some CA inter students may have this knowledge. This is called theoretical knowledge. If you have a knowledge of sections in the TDS, that is a theoretical knowledge you are having. But as per my knowledge, BCom students and MBA students will not have that knowledge also, because their syllabus is not going to cover sections. So if you know the sections in the TDS, that means you know the theoretical knowledge of TDS. But when come to job, when come to practical, what is the profile of taxation executive? This is the profile of taxation executive. What the TDS executive, TDS taxation executive profile in job? First, you should have a knowledge on sections. So what is the meaning of sections? What the section will tell you? Suppose 194J. So 194J will tell about whenever you are making the payment to the professionals, consultants, you have to deduct the TDS if certain amount crosses. Suppose if your company is giving the 45,000 rupees to the auditor, that means it is above 30,000. Auditor means professional. You have to deduct the TDS at the rate of 10%. That means what the sections will tell you? Sections will tell you on which payments you should deduct the TDS. That means in job, you should have a knowledge on which bills you have to deduct the TDS. Bills means invoices. That means you have to identify the invoices which are liable for TDS, That means simply I'm telling on which bills you have to deduct the TDS. First, you have to have that knowledge. Suppose one bill had came, bill means invoice. One invoice had came from contractor. Suppose he had done some road work in your factory. Whenever that bill will come, you should have a knowledge. This is a section 194C bill. Then again, you have to see whether the amount is crossed or not. That means cutoff amount is crossed or not. Cutoff amount means, for example, under section 194C up to 30,000, you need not to deduct the TDS per single bill. Suppose invoice had came for 45,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees, for example. Then you have to decide whether 1% you have to do, 2% you have to do. That means there are two rates under section 194. So this is sections. You should have that much of knowledge for executing the TDS profiles. So first in job, you have to identify which invoices are eligible for TDS. Afterwards, you should have a practical knowledge of TDS accounting. How to do the TDS accounting is the biggest headache. Next, practical knowledge you should have how to pay the TDS challans. That means whatever TDS you deducted in the first step, you have to pay to the government every month. The challan name is 281 challan. That is called 281 challan. How to pay the TDS challan is a live practical. What columns you have to fill up in the challan? How many challans you have to pay every month? Next, you have to file TDS returns. TDS returns. So how many types of TDS returns are there? 24Q and 26Q. How to file the TDS returns is the biggest headache. So many parameters you have to consider. What is the next profile in the TDS? How to generate form 16 and form 16A. This is also biggest headache. So many compliances are so many complicated points are there in the TDS profile. So now we are comparing the difference between the theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge. I hope you have got a clarity. What is the meaning of practical training? So here we are going to cover both theoretical training and practical training. So here we are going to cover finance, accounts, taxation, and tally. Software is tally. So you may learn SAP or you may learn Oracle. Concept is same. Taxation will be the same. Accounts will be the same. Finance will be the same. Only paths will change from software to software. Next, this is the profile about institute. When it is started, So how many students are completed or to whom this course is suitable? It is suitable to almost all MBA students, BCom graduates, BTech students, and BSc graduates. It is suitable from freshers up to 10 years experience candidates. It is not only a training institute, we will also provide the placements. We have a type with Indian companies and MNC companies. Next, when come to promoters. So my name is Santosh Kumar Reddy. My qualification is BCom and FCA. So I'm a fellow chartered accountant. So I'm the promoter of this BGR Commerce Hub. So this BGR Commerce Hub I started in 2012. So when come to my profile, I'm a practicing CA in Hyderabad from last 10 years under Santosh Reddy and Associates. I'm a practicing chartered accountant. So I'm a faculty in BGR Commerce Hub from 2012 because I started the BGR Commerce Hub. I'm from beginning is there. So I'm a finance director in BGR Accounting Solutions India Private Limited from 2014. So total 10 years of experience in the teaching. Next, when come to faculty, K. Chandrasekhar is an MBA graduates. So he is having total 9 years of practical experience in accounts, finance, and taxation in Indian companies. He worked with so many companies from last 9 years, and he is our faculty. So here, the syllabus is a huge syllabus. The syllabus is a huge syllabus. That's why two faculties will be dealt by with the total syllabus. That means you are having two faculties. Mr. Chandrasekhar will deal with basic parts. Basic parts means like tally, whatever, maybe GST, some basic parts. Advanced topics I will take care. Advanced topics on Sundays. Sundays you'll have a class 10 to 1, whatever, maybe times 3 hours. Advanced concepts and suppose real estate industry, how the GS will applicable for real estate industry, that will be discussed on Sunday's topics. So the total syllabus will be dealt by two faculties. One is myself, Santosh, another one is K. Chandrasekhar, MBA graduates. Next, when come to syllabus, structure of the syllabus. This is the most important chart. Here we are going to discuss what we are going to cover, syllabus. So if you observe the chart, first we are going to starting with basic structure of businesses. We are starting with structure of the businesses. I will come to the detailed discussion later. First we are discussing how the syllabus will flow. First we will start with structure of businesses. What is the structure of businesses? Structure of businesses means the legal status of the business. Suppose if you observe syllabus page, structure of businesses means the legal status of the business. What is the legal status of the business? Structure of business means the legal status of the business. And India, and in order to start the business in India, we have 5 accepted legal structures. And as an accountant, you should have to work in these 5 legal structures only. That means an accountant, you should have a minimum knowledge on terminology in these 5 structures. Simply, when come to simple points, structure of business means legal status of the business. That means if you want to start any business in India, you have to select any one of the following structure. In India, if you want to start any business, there are only 5 structures the Indian government had given option to you. That means either you can start under proprietorship, or you can either start as a partnership or private limited or public limited or LLP. This is called structure of businesses. You can select any structure as per your requirement. That means in India, any business is registered under these 5 structures. That means you are going to start your career in these 5 structures only as a finance, accounts, or taxation person. That means if you are joined in Infosys, what is Infosys will come under public limited, Infosys Limited. Reliance Industries Limited, it is also a public limited. Ganesh Enterprises, it may be a proprietorship or partnership. Likewise, in India, any business, if you observe, it will come under any one of the following legal structures. For example, Geeta Arts LLP, it will come under LLP. That means you are going to do the job in these 5 structures in India. That's why you should have the knowledge. What is the proprietorship? What is the partnership? What is the private limited? What is the public limited? What is the LLP? Minimum knowledge, working knowledge. Not only the accountant or taxation or commerce person, BTech graduate, Doctors are going to work any one of the following legal structures. For example, one BTech graduate is working in TCS. That means he is working under public limited, TCS limited, Tata Consultant Services limited. But the BTech graduate is not required knowledge on structure of business because he is not going to deal with accountancy. But as a commerce graduate, you are going to deal with accountancy. The accountancy will change from depending on the structure of business. You getting the point? As an accountant, you should have the knowledge on structure of business because the accounts will change from one structure to another structure. For example, private limited. If you want to work in a private limited, what is the knowledge you should have? Share capital knowledge. What is the share capital? What is the equity share capital? What is the preference share capital? What is the authorized share capital? What is the paid up share capital? This much of terminology you should have to work in private limited. But this knowledge is not required in partnership and proprietorship. In partnership, what knowledge you should have? In partnership, you should have who are the working partners, who are the sleeping partners, what is the profit sharing ratio, what is the capital ratio. That knowledge is different. I hope you got the point. This is most important point, structure of businesses. Then only you get a clarity which accounts are suitable for which structure. That is first our syllabus point. So structure of businesses. Next, we will move on to basics of accounting. Basics of accounting means manual accounting. Basics of accounting means simple. What is the liability? What is the asset? What is the income? What is the expenditure? So what we are going to discuss in basic accounting, accounts, manual accounting, basic accounting. What is the liability, asset, income, and expenditure? How many types of liabilities, assets, incomes, and expenditure? What is the debit, credit, accounting formula, fundamental journal entries, advanced journal entries? What is the ledger and how to prepare the ledger? What is the trial balance and how to prepare the trial balance? What is the profit and loss account and how to prepare? What is the balance sheet and how to prepare? First, we will give the manual knowledge, accounting knowledge, basic accounting knowledge. For example, what is the liability? What are the liabilities to the business? What are the assets to the business? What are the incomes to the business? What are the expenditure to the business? You have to identify first. Then you have to then classify into different types of liabilities, assets, incomes, and expenditure. Here, one live project will be given, and for that live project, you have to pass the journal entries and you have to prepare the ledger, trial balance, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. One company data will be given to you. That means one company day book will be given to you. Day book means transactions. For that day book, you have to pass the journal entries, you have to prepare the ledgers, you have to prepare the trial balance, you have to prepare the profit and loss account, you have to prepare the balance sheet. Then you have a first manual knowledge. So that is the second point of the syllabus. So first point is structure of businesses. Second point is basics of accounting. Next, we'll move on to tally. So whatever the manual knowledge you got here, you have to enter into the software. So in our institute, tally is divided into 6 modules. Suppose if you go to tally syllabus, tally is divided into 6 modules. First one is basic tally. What we are going to cover in the basic tally? Simple, how to create the company profile. How to create the company profile. What are the accounting vouchers? How to create the ledgers. How to pass the journal entries in the vouchers. How to analyze the ledger and how to export, how to analyze the trial balance and how to take print, how to study the profit and loss account and how to take the printout. This is the basic tally. Basic means you may have some knowledge of basic tally. If you have the total knowledge of basic tally, that means you have only 5% of tally. You have a knowledge of 5% of tally. This is basics. Even interperson, normal inter, CEs or MEC, interpersons also can execute the basic tally. What is the knowledge you require for executing the basic tally? Only if you know the journal entries, you can execute the basic tally. Next, we are moving on to advanced tally. That means I already told you total tally in our institute is divided into 6 models: basic tally, advanced tally. So what we are going to discuss in the advanced tally: debit note and credit notes. Debit note means purchase returns, credit notes means sales returns. How to pass the debit notes and credit notes. Next, we are going to discuss bank reconciliation statement. Next, we are going to discuss trade discounts and cash discounts. Next, we are going to discuss accounts receivable and accounts payable, AR and AP. So a new reference, against reference, on accounts and on advance. Age-wise analysis of debtors and creditors. Cost centers, that is called job costing, budgets and variance analysis. Groups concepts in the tally are and groups means suppose Apollo Hospital is there. Apollo Hospital so having so many groups. We have to divide the Apollo Hospital into groups. This is discussed in advanced tally. Likewise, we are having a tally with inventory. So how to activate the inventory? Inventory, how to maintain the inventory in the tally. Likewise, we have to discuss with the tally with GST, how to activate the GST, how to assign the GST, types of GST, input tax credit, what are the goods and services, composition scheme, reverse charge mechanism, MRP accounting, TDS in GST, GST accounting in the tally, types of GST returns, GSTR1, GSTR2, GSTR3, GSTR3B, how to pay the GST online, how to generate the payable, how to deal purchase returns and sales returns. So this is the advanced GST we are going to discuss in the tally. Next, tally for commercial department. What is the commercial department? Commercial department is procurement, purchase department. So how to raise the tenders, how to give the quotations, what is the pro forma invoice, how to raise in the tally, what is the PO, purchase orders, how to raise in the tally, how to give the track to purchase orders and purchase invoice, how to deal with pending POs, what is the sales order. These are the points related to commercial department. Sales order SLRH, how to raise the sales orders. Next, miscellaneous tally, how to take the breakup or backup of the tally, how to send the tally data over the mail, how to restore the tally, how to split the tally after the change of financial. This is called opening financial adjustments, how to enter the opening balances, how to update the closing stock, how to print the sales invoices. You know, 3 sales invoices you have to print, original for buyer, duplicate for transporter, duplicate for seller. How to maintain the invoice series, what is the sales invoice date, how to alter the vouchers. So likewise, we are having 6 types of tally. Main important tally for payroll module. It is called payroll module in the tally. So how to maintain, how to activate the payroll in the tally, how to create the attendance tab, how to create the pay heads, how to create the employee. That means entire payroll we can maintain in the tally. So these are the 6 types of tallies we are going to discuss. 6 models of tally. Next, we are going to discuss about GST, in-depth GST, industry-wise analysis of GST, how to file GST returns. Basics will, from beginning it will be started. What is the GST? How the GST Act came? Before GST, what are the taxes are there? What are the taxes are subsumed into GST? So GSTR9 annual audit, annual report. GSTR9, how to file the GSTR9, GSTR7. Suppose this government a public sector undertakings. So in-depth GST will be covered. Working knowledge and professional knowledge. GST accounting. Next, we are going to discuss TDS. Just now I told you what you want to discuss in the TDS. So what we are going to discuss in the TDS. Here you can observe. In TDS, we are going to discuss first of all what is the TDS. TDS, why introduce, what is the importance of TDS in the nowadays profile? What is the sections of TDS? Almost we are going to discuss 15 sections. Next, TDS accounting in the tally, TDS entries in the tally. How to pay the TDS challan in online. How to file the TDS returns in online. How to generate the form 16A in online. How to calculate the TDS for salaried employees. That means what is the basic salary, HR, ATA, ATC deductions, ATC means LIC, whatever may be. How to generate form 16, how to revise TDS returns. So this is the profile we are going to cover in the TDS. Next, PF, Provident Fund. So this PF, ESI, PT, salary statements, this is called payroll part. This is called payroll part. So what we are going to cover in the PF? The main important in the PF we are going to cover, what is the PF Act? What the PF Act is telling to you. Who should take the PF registration? That means which company should take the PF registration. Which employees, EPF employees. EPF means Employee Provident Fund. Which employees who should deduct the PF? On which wages you should deduct the PF? What are the rates, employee contribution and employer contribution? How to file the online PF returns? This is called ECR returns. Online PF challan, how to pay the PF challan in the online. UAN number, how to generate the UAN number for each PF code employee. UAN means universal account number. How to withdraw the PF in online and offline. How to transfer the online from one company to another company. Suppose if you resign from one company, in that company you are having a PF balance, how to transfer from one company to another company. Checking PF balance in online by employees. So how much PF balance your passbook is having, you can check in the online. So next we are going to discuss about ESI. ESI also same concept, same columns. ESI Act. Who should take the ESI registration? ESI employees, same concept, ESI returns, ESI challan. This is here in ESI we will call IP number, but in PF we will call it is a UAN number. How to generate the IP number is the question. So next we are going to discuss on professional tax. PT is very important. Professional tax is state government tax. So PT, in PT we have to discuss what is the PT Act, who should take the PT registration, PT employees, which employees PT will be deducted, on which wages, PT rates, online PT returns, online PT challan. These entire live practicals. Suppose PT returns how to file, PT challan how to pay to the government in online. Next we are going to discuss about salary statements. This is called pay sheet, salary statements. So salary statements you can prepare either in Excel, and salary statements you can prepare either with using the tally module, payroll module. We are going to discuss both methods. How to prepare the tally in the, how to prepare the salary statement in Excel, how to prepare the payroll, how to run the payroll in the tally. Both methods we are going to discuss, salary statement preparation. Next we are going to cover advanced tax. See the arrow mark. From here we are starting the syllabus. Basics, basic structure of business, structure of businesses, basics of accounting, tally, GST, TDS, PF, ESI, PT, salary statements. Afterwards, we are going to advanced tax. So how to pay the advanced tax? How many advanced tax installments are there? So advanced tax installments, how to calculate the advanced tax? What is the advanced tax? Advanced tax installments, how to pay the advanced tax? Nowadays, total income tax should be paid in advance, you know already. Next, the new concept is GST TDS. Here, whatever TDS we discussed is the income tax TDS. In GST also there is a concept of TDS, but it is not applicable to this public sector undertakings, government undertakings. Next, in GST, another new concept is GST TCS. This will applicable to in income tax also. We are having a TCS that I missed to mention here. In income tax also we are having a TCS. Suppose if you go to syllabus, here we are having a tax collected at source. What is the TCS? TCS rates, TCS applicable products, TCS returns. This is income tax TCS. In GST also we are having a TCS. It is applicable to these e-commerce operators, Amazon, Flipkart, whatever may be. So this GST TCS is a new concept we have to discuss. Next, we have to discuss corporate tax. Corporate tax means how the income tax is applicable to corporates. How the private limited and corporates means private limited and public limited. How the private limited and public limited companies has to pay the income tax, how to calculate that. Here so many points will be covered. MAT calculation, minimum alternative tax, deferred tax liability, deferred tax assets. So many parameters you have to take into consideration for calculating the tax for corporates. Corporates means companies. Next, we have to discuss depreciation charts. Depreciation charts as per Company Secretaries and as per Income Tax Act. Depreciation charts means how to calculate the depreciation as per straight line method and as per WDV method. But in inter, you have to do the straight line method and WDV method. That is entirely different when it comes to depreciation charts. Next, we are going to discuss asset accounting. How to do the asset accounting in the business. How to, that is called fixed asset registers. How to maintain the fixed asset registers, asset accounting, both you having a link. Next, after fixed asset registers, we are going to discuss financial statements, most important balance sheet and profit and loss account. As per what now you know, there are two types of financial statements: horizontal financial statements, vertical financial statements. Horizontal financial statements will follow by proprietorship and partnership firms and LLP. But companies, private limited and public limited companies should compulsorily follow only vertical financial statements as per Companies Act 2013. We will discuss both balance sheets, horizontal balance sheets and vertical balance sheets. Next, we have to discuss most important point, cash flow statement. How to prepare the cash flow. Why you should prepare the cash flow statement? What is the reason? Why you are preparing the balance sheet? Why you are preparing the profit and loss account? These two are mandatory as per Indian government. Suppose profit and loss account is prepared to know the profit or loss for the particular financial year. So for that particular financial year, whether you have earned a profit or loss, you can know by preparing the profit and loss account. Why you are preparing the balance sheet? Balance sheet is prepared to know the financial position of the company as on 31st March. Financial position means how many assets and liabilities we are having. Why you are preparing the cash flow statement? Cash flow statement is prepared to know how much cash is generated during the year. How much profit is generated during the year will be known in profit and loss account. So whatever the profit you earned in the profit and loss account may not be equal to your cash generated during the year. Getting the point? Profit is different, cash is different. Suppose in this year you earned 12 lakhs profit as per profit and loss account. 12 lakhs profit in the profit and loss account. But as per cash flow statement, you may earn 12 lakhs plus 12 lakhs cash, or less than 12 lakhs cash, or more than 12 lakhs cash. You may earn, that will be prepared if you know the cash flow. That will be known if you prepare the cash flow statement. Next, we are moving on to funds flow statement. What is the funds flow statement? So why you are preparing the funds flow statement? Funds flow statement will be prepared to know the funds movement. Funds movement means you know the concept of short-term funds, long-term funds. So how, whether the short-term funds are used for long-term funds, whether the long-term funds are used for short-term funds. That means how the funds are utilized in the business. That will be known in the funds flow statement. Next, we are going to discuss ratios, main important ratios for banking analyst. If you go for bank jobs, if you go for mutual fund companies, ratios are very important. That means by how to analyze the balance sheet and profit and loss account will be known in the ratios. That means if I give the balance sheet and profit and loss account, you have to calculate some liquidity ratios, banker ratios. There are so many types of ratios are there. Next, we are going to discuss about MCA website. MCA means Ministry of Corporate Affairs. This website will contain the all list of Indian companies and LLPs who are listed in the company. In India, whatever the companies are listed, their profile you can identify in the MCA website. What type of profile? For example, when the company is started, who are the directors? What are the loans they are having? So whether they are conducting the AGM or not? What is the director's DIN number? These are all we have to discuss in the MCA website. Next, most important topic, income tax returns, ITRs. How to file the ITRs we have to discuss here. ITRs will be covered, ITR 1 to ITR 6. Here I will give, for each ITR, I will give one practical situation. That practical situations, you have to think which ITR is suitable. That means, for example, proprietorship firm, what is the ITR you have to file? Partnership firm, what is the ITR you have to file? How to fill up the columns? This is a live practicals, income tax returns. Next, if the time permit, we will also discuss ROC returns. ROC returns means AOC 4 and MGT 7. So another point you can add here is TCS. What I missed here is TCS, income tax TCS. So these are the concepts we are going to cover in our syllabus. If you observe this syllabus is suitable from freshers to up to 10 years experience candidates. Even if you interview some candidate who had worked 7 years in the finance, accounts and taxation department, may not have this much of knowledge. Some persons may not know corporate tax, some persons may not know funds flow statement, some persons may not know depreciation charts. Even you worked 7-8 years in the industry. That practical knowledge we are going to cover. That means here the structure of businesses, basics of accounting, tally, basic tally, it will be suitable for freshers. From here it is advanced concepts. That's why this syllabus is suitable from freshers to up to 10 years experience candidates. Next, after course, career options. Sir, I completed the course. What are the career options I'm having? So you can settle your life as an accounts executive. Accounts executive means this entry part, how to pass the accounting vouchers. Suppose purchase voucher, sales voucher, receipt, payment, contra, JV, whatever it may be, you can settle your life as an accounts executive. You can settle your life as a MIS executive. MIS means Management Information System. MIS reports means this AR, AP, accounts receivable analysis, accounts payable analysis, debtors analysis. This BRS points you can work as MIS executive. Finance executive. Finance executive means finance executive mainly will be covered ratios calculation. This balance sheets preparations. Balance sheets preparation in the sense some basic part plus BRS. BRS is also covered in finance executive. Senior accountant. Senior accountant means checks authorization. So whatever the works had done by the accounts executive, you have to check whether he had done correctly or not. Banking analyst. Banking analyst means whether you can join as a banks also. Suppose one company had came for loan. Now you have to take the documents of that company. You have to analyze whether ratios are correct or not, how much profit they are earned, whether we can give the loan or not. This is the work of banking analyst. Taxation executive. That means you can join as a TDS department, income tax department, company. In companies, there are so many departments are there. Assistant manager, accounts and finance. manager, finance, and accounts. These are the advanced. If you follow total entire syllabus, if you are having experience of 5 years or 6 years, we can go up to manager level. Next to taxation managers. So these are the offer course career options you can select. Next, types of companies. What type of companies you will get more opportunities? Indian companies. Indian companies means, here I'm giving some examples. Indian companies means in construction company you may get an offer. Hospital industry, software industry, manufacturing industry, pharma sector, hotel industry, infra companies, export oriented companies. In this type of Indian companies, you will get a opportunities. Next, you are also suitable for MNC companies like Genpact, Capgemini, E&Y, Infosys, Corby. So this type of companies are also selecting from our students. Suppose in Genpact, we are having almost 20-25 students. Our students we are having. Next, banking sector. These banks are also going to recruit you because you are having a knowledge of banking analyst. You know the balance sheet analysis, you know the profit and loss account analysis, you know the funds flow statements, you know the cash flow statement. Banking sector, HDFC Bank Limited, ICICI banks. In these banks also our students are working. Next, NBFC. NBFC means non-banking finance companies. Our students also selected in Margaret funds, DHFL Home Loans, Bajaj Finance Limited, because these NBFC also will give the loans. So they also want some accountants who can do the banking analyst. Public sector companies. Public sector companies means the government companies having more than 50% of share. Suppose IRCTC, Indian Railways, AP Transco, AP Genco. These companies are also recruiting the accountants on outsourcing basis. So here also we are having a choice. So after course career options we are discussing. Types of companies, in which companies you can get a jobs. It will be suitable for Indian companies, MNC companies, banking sector, non-banking finance companies, public sector companies, but you have to compulsorily do the practicals. Practicals are most important. Whatever the syllabus we will cover, you have to execute tomorrow. Then suppose today we discussed about BRS. I will also explain entire everything path. I will do one time practicals in the class. Then you have to do next day in your lab. Next, some of our loyalty clients. So till now, some companies had given the list in which companies we had done placements. So Genpact, Manasri International Inc., Pratishtha Enterprises, Corby. So what it is MNC company, Lorwen company, the power projects. So they was the CEO of this Green Metro company, Tripura Biotech Limited, Andhra Prabha. So this is also an MNC company, DCS construction company. Some companies we had done, some companies list we presented. So this some of our loyalty clients. Next, some of our placed students. So some list I had given to you who had already placed. You can check here. Suppose Aswini Junior Accountant, fresher. Batch is February batch. Company name Ravindra Bharati. Schools are also selecting. International schools also. Package is basic package. They are given 1,20,000 per annum experience is fresher. For example, this Sumalata accountant, batch February. Kavya Constructions, 26,000. 26,000 per month. She is selected with 26,000 per month. So likewise, some examples I had given. Suppose Prabodh Reddy. So his batch is February. So Lawrence and Metro India Private Limited package 27,000 per month, experience fresher. I think he is a CMA qualified person, CMA inter person. So likewise, some examples I have given who are selected in the same different companies. So this is about institute. So it is a training and placement institute. After course career options, syllabus. So who are the promoters who are going to deal with you? So what is the basic intention of the institute? So in the institute, we'll having both online courses and offline courses. You can attend from your home also, online classes. So physical classes are also going on. So here in institute, we will provide you the material. Suppose I will show you the material, how the material will be there. Suppose this is material. In material, everything you will get in material. What is a suppose what is a partnership firm? Minimum 2 partners, maximum 50 partners. So likewise, who is the partner? What is the capital? What is the partner's capital account? What is the capital ratio? How many types of partners are there? So likewise, you will have everything. Suppose about private limited, features of private limited. Private limited is whose concept? Share certificate. How the share certificate will be there? Types of share capital. In material, everything you will get. Suppose if we go to tally, how the tally material will be there? Suppose this is the tally material. Suppose how the vouchers will be there, how the journal voucher will be there, how the contra voucher will be there, how the receipt voucher will be there, purchase. So everything will be given, but path will give the space. Suppose how to create the company. Is the process of filling up our company full details like name, address, etc. Here we will give the space for path. In this path, we have to fill up whenever we are executing in the class or in online classes. You have to write the path. This material will be given to you. So this is per pass, we will have given the space. So this is the entire course of the syllabus. That's the course of the institute. Okay, thank you.